Avi's gone today. Is it the three guys over here? They're all in America. All right, so we're holding Daf Yomi Aleph. Right where we need to be for now, for today. Shoalu Lifnei Rebbe. Daf Yomi Aleph. Niddah, if you're just joining us. Hamapeles Shofir Moli Basar. Shofir, how do you, what? Shofir, okay.
An embryo full of flesh.
The embryo.
Embryo full of flesh. Full
of flesh. Now, what we're going to be discussing today, at least on this Amud, four concepts, four different shittas. They asked Rebbe the question, if you have this embryo, it's like the skin where the fetus develops within. What is that considered? Is the skin considered something? What if it has, yesterday we discussed, if it has different colors in it. That was in the Mishnah, Gvanim. We said it can't be different svaras why it cannot be a fetus. Rebbe says, I didn't hear this halacha about basar. Rabbi Shmuel is going to say, if it has basar, it's tamei. Then we have Rabbi Shia, Shaya. He says, there's a machlokes if the liquid is not clear, it's muddy. And Rabbi Shimon Levi says, machlokes when it's solul, not solus. I did this literally at 7:10, that's why I'm a little late. So you got to erase the tough and put it in a lamed. Maybe Ruven knows how to do it, or you. Fine. So let's see inside. Says Rebbe, Amapel Shvir Molei Basar Mao. If it has colors, we know that's not considered a vlad. But what about if it's meat? Does meat indicate to us that it's a vlad? And if it's a vlad, every time it's a vlad, the woman is tamei. Omar lohem lo shamati. I don't know. Omar lefanav Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yosi. Kach Omar Abba. Who was Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yosi's father? What was his name? Okay, the item was up. Good. Kach Omar Abba. Molei dam tmeo niddah. Molei basar tmeo leida. So he says halacha. Look, if this sack, this piece of skin is full of blood, she's a niddah. If it's full of meat, that means she had a vlad, a viable child in there. Then she gave birth. Omar loi. So Rebbe says, listen, I can't trust you. If you said a new specific halacha regarding to the question I just asked about basar, great, I would listen to you. But since the first statement you said goes like a yachid, and we don't pass it like a yachid, therefore your second statement is also no good for me. Why? We had the famous sumchas, the other daf. Sumchas came up with a chiddush that if you have a piece of meat and inside the meat is dam, says sumchas, that's also considered dam. Even though it's hidden and even though there's a chatzitza, all you need to do is rip it open, and if you see dam inside, even a kolshu, the woman is tamei. But we don't pass him like him. So since you just quoted sumchus, if you quoted sumchus and you're going like a yachid, then your second halacha is no good either. Honami shemok Rabbi Yeshua amora. Maybe you're quoting yichidim here, like Rabbi Yeshua, as we're going to see soon. Vein halacha Rabbi Yeshua. Desanya hamapeles shofir she'eloi mirukam. If the shvir, this embryo, doesn't have the outline of limbs, Rabbi Yeshua omer vlad, v'chacham omer mene vlad. So Rabbi Yeshua is the one that says it's a vlad. So maybe this is the Rabbi Yeshua quoting me that if inside this piece of skin there's flesh, it's a vlad. But that's Rabbi Yeshua. The chachamim who are the roiv, Rabbi Yeshua is a yachid. Chacham are mechuganim. So what are you quoting him? The chacham omer mene vlad. If you wouldn't have started off on your left foot, you would have told me a straight out halacha that if there's a sack with meat inside, it's considered a vlad, and the woman is telling me, I would have trusted you, but you started out with sumchos, you already went off track, so now I can't trust you. Machloikis ba'achur. The whole shaila here is if within the skin you see something muddy. So if something's muddy, there's a possibility maybe there was a viable child in there and it disintegrated. But if it's clear, you look at it, it looks like this. What's the logic to say that this used to be a vlad? How could it be vlad? It's clear. Where's everything? Where's the blood? Where's the... So what happened? So there's no machlokes if it's clear. So that's one shita. No. There is machlokes b'tzol. Why? Why is there a machlokes b'tzol? It's so clear. Rabbi Isai, how could this be a vlad? The answer is because the skin is a vlad. What's inside, I don't care anymore. He holds that the outside is what is mechadish whether it's a vlad or not. So we just need to understand what he's saying. What he's saying is, show or not show. What he's saying is, you get the first dibs. See it before it comes out. B'tzol machloikis, is he saying that the whole machloikis is when it's clear? But obviously, if it's muddy, then 100% everybody will agree that there's a vlad in there. Teiku. Meisvei. Ezu dorash Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya. Yeshua ben Chananya made a drasha. V'yas Hashem Elohim la'adam u'l'ishtoi hosnos or ve'yalbishem. So the way you read the pasuk is, because Baruch Hu made, we just read it, Baruch Hu made clothing for Adam and Chava. Or. What does or mean? Skin, not leather. He didn't make them leather clothing. He gave them leaves, whatever he gave them. It was for the or. It was for the skin. Now, all clothing is for skin, not foreskin. For the skin. For the skin, right? The clothing is for. So why does the Torah have to tell you? It's not so important. That's why it was also the last minute. Why does the Torah have to tell us that it was for the skin? What else is? What else are people wearing clothes for? So we're learning Melamed Shenakush Baruch Hu Oisa Or LaAdam Elam Kei Noitzar. In other words, the main point of the most chashuv part of man is his skin. Not that the clothing was for skin. Man is skin. Without skin, he's not a human.
How do you bring this as a riot? This is a one-time case.
But it says in the pasuk that Hakadosh Baruch Hu made man skin. Skin is. It doesn't say he made his heart. He made his foot. Skin. I know. From the one time you can see a lot of stuff. Alma ba'ar talya milsa. You see that the main part of a human being is his skin. Ememela, this sphere, this embryonic skin, whatever you want to call it, is human. That is a human being. The fact, the creation of its skin, that's where you could see whether or not it's a human or not. You don't wait for its brain, where you say, oh, human needs a brain, or human needs a heart. From this pasuk I see, human, to be called a human, you need skin. Ba'ar talya milsa. And therefore, even if the skin, as long as there's skin, she's tameh because there's a human being here. It's clear like water. I don't care. There's a human being here. This skin is human because it says that Hakadosh Baruch Hu made clothing for skin. In other words, the skin is what I care about. Loishna achor v'loishna tzolol. It doesn't bother me that the liquid inside that skin is clear. If you're telling me that there's a machlokes in clear, so we're not going with logic now. We're going with, is the skin considered human or not? For that I need a pasuk. Yisachar says it's a one-time deal. I don't agree with him. But you need a pasuk to tell me that skin is human.
Yes, you're right. The golem of Prague wasn't born of a human.
Did he have skin?
There's no one. There's no one else.
Looked like skin. Yamis b'shleim b'tzor machloikis hainu d'zichra. Elo yamis b'achor machloikis. Lama likra. Svar ba'almu. If you're talking about muddy water, so now you're discussing, is that muddy material inside, does that indicate to us that there was a human in there, that there's a child in there? So that's not a shayla, that's not a pasuk. That's a question in the Svar. El Shmamino B'Tzol Machloikis. Obviously, the pasuk is coming to tell us that the clear is considered a child or not, and that's why there's a pasuk. Shmamino. Machloikis b'achor. The whole machloikis is when the liquid is muddy. Avo B'Tzol D'Reya Kol Eni Vlad. If it's clear, it's not a child. Eisvi Rav Nachman. Elo Amru Simin Vlad Bebehemo Dako Tinuf. When you want to know, right? We had this whole thing in Masechtas B'chayros. If a animal gives birth to a firstborn, it's a b'char. If the animal had a miscarriage beforehand, then the second one is not a b'char. You don't give it to the kohen. How do you know what's considered a miscarriage or not? So it says, Simin Vlad Bebehemo Dako Tinuf. If we're discussing a smaller animal, so there's tinof, it's like bubbly blood, whatever, it's like a little piece comes out. The gasa, but we're talking about a larger animal, shilya. You need like the afterbirth. Afterbirth consists of the placenta, the sac, the afterbirth. You need a whole piece. Beisha, when it comes to a human, shvir v'shilya. Either or. It's either the afterbirth or this embryonic skin. Now, it's not mentioned at all. The shvir is not mentioned by behema. All that's mentioned is a shilya, not a shvir. This whole embryo thing that we're discussing is not mentioned by an animal. Why? If you tell me the whole machloikis is by the clear liquids, mishum hachi isha, the Rabbi Bakra, Pada Bashvir. The Torah was discussing a human being, and the Torah discussed even a shvir, bebehemedali Rabbi Krali, Pada Bashvir. And there's no pasuk regarding an animal, so the shvir doesn't exist. Eliyam is b'achor machloikis, thank you, but if you're talking about a machloikis in logic, then what's the difference in logic between an animal and a human? If you see some muddy material within the skin, you're telling me it's a child, so by behema, it's a behema. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yeshua didn't have this clear, he didn't know for a fact. Rabbi Yeshua, he had a suffix. What do you do when you have a suffix? You say everything is you go l'chumra. So what does that mean? So we're going to say in a second, but the Gemara starts off a little funny. The Gemara says, Gabi Isha de Memainahu. When we're talking about a bechar of a woman, of a human, that's only monetary discussion. And when it comes to money, we do Hamitz Mechaber Levaraya. So therefore, Sevek Memaina Kula. But the Gemara just said, we go l'chumra. So what the Gemara means, as the Gemara is going to explain soon, of course we go l'chumra. By Tuma, we go l'chumra. By one, we say she's tamei. There's a problem of bechar. Does she have to give b'chara? Do you have to do pidyon or not? Okay, when it comes to money, we're going to go l'kula. If I say that this firstborn of this animal is not a bechar, or is a bechar, let's say I go l'chumra. Say, this little thing that came out, this sac, whatever, this little thing, I'm not sure what it is, it has fluid, doesn't have fluid, it's a bechar. So what happens? Then the second animal she gives birth to is not a bechar. And then people are going to go use it, they're going to ride it, they're going to shear its wool, and that's Issa Deraisa. So in Mela, I have to be machmir and say that it's not considered a vlad, in order for the second one to be a bechar, so we're not going to use it. We're not going to use the animal, we're not going to shear its wool. Safek Yisur l'chumra. Hachanami gabi isha, and now finally we're coming to the chumra and the chumra. What does it mean, chumra and chumra? Hachanami gabi isha. Safek tumah l'chumra. What does it mean, safek tumah l'chumra? So I give her, worst case scenario, she's tameh for 14 days, not 7 days. And I also say that she doesn't get any yemei toyar. 0 yemei toyar. What does it mean, yemei toyar? If you weren't here last night, Baruch Hashem is a net. How many people were here last night? Not raise your hands. How many people? Numbers.
25.
25. Give shmak. But Mendy wasn't here, so I have to say it again.
She doesn't get the 26 l'chumra for the zachar.
If a woman gives birth to a zachar, let's say, she gets 7 days of tumah. No matter what, how much dam she has, or not how much dam, she's 7 days, she's tummy. But after that, she gets 33 days of tayar, meaning, even if she has a lot of dam, she's 100% mutter to her husband. That's it. She's 33 days of tahara. 66 days if she gave birth to a female, to a girl. 66 days of she could see dam day after day after day. She could be with her husband, but she cannot touch truma. That she can't do. She's like a tful yoy. Fine. In this case, since we're going l'chumra, so this woman is going to be tummy for 14 days as if she gave birth to a nekeva. Oh, but she doesn't get any benefits for giving birth to a maybe a nekeva. She doesn't get a single day of yemei tahara. 0. If she sees dam after 14 days, she's tummy like every niddah. Because we don't know if she gave birth or not. If she gave birth to a viable female, then she gets 66 days of tahara to her husband. But since she didn't, so that's it. We pretend that she gave birth maybe to a female, and maybe she's tummy for 14 days, and that's it. Stop right there. No benefits. Rabbi Yeshua brings this pasuk, a beautiful pasuk from Gan Eden and Adam Marisha, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu make clothing. You see that the clothing is the or, and the or is the ikr, and memela if there's or, if she just miscarries a piece of skin, that's an indication that she miscarried a human, a vlad, a child, and therefore it is a birth. So give her at least 26 days of tahara. Go, give her the least. Pretend that maybe it's a female, you give her 14 days of tumah, but maybe it was a male, so up to day 40 of tahara, so a total 26 days of tahara. No. Midrabanon. Yeshua only said that this is the Rabbanon Ukra, Smachta Ba'almu. And he brought a pasuk not as a full-fledged raya from the Torah, but it's only in a smachta, nothing that we can rely on. Only as a good measure to, look, there's some sort of raya in the Torah, but it's not a real raya. So, going back to this thing here, what do we have until now? We have Rebbe, they asked him, what happens if you have a piece of skin that has a bunch of meat inside? Is that an indication of vlad? Lo shama. I don't know. Then they try to tell us Rabbi Shmuel. Shmuel says, if there's basar inside the skin, tameh. Rabbi said, yeah, but I don't trust you. You might be a das yachid. Then we brought Rabbi Shaya, machloikis, if it's muddy, and logically you could say that there's a baby in there. So Mela, Tomei, not Tomei, that's the Machlokes. And then we had Rival, right? Rechav Rival, you guys remember this? Shur ben Levi from Ramah Bet. The Machlokes B'Tzalul. Rival, Rechav Rival is Rabbi Shur ben Levi. Oh. Rabbi Shur ben Levi was probably a Kanoi.
He's named after the street.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's. Anyway, so we have Rabbi Shimon ben Levi that says the machlokes is even in clear liquid. What does that mean? Because he doesn't care about what's inside the skin. The skin itself is an indication of vlad. So Mela says the Gemara, Omar lei Rav Chanino b'Shlem Yoler Rav. So Rav Chanino tells Rav, Ha Rebbe, you have Rebbe right over here. Ha Rebbe Yishmael Rebbe Yosi, that Rebbe Yishmael ben Yosi says meat is mitamer. Ha Rebbe Shaya, that the machlokes is in muddied water. V'ha Rebbe Yishmael ben Levi, machlokes in even clear. Mar keman tzvirle. No. So what do you Rav do? How do you hold? I don't care if it's liquid, if it's clear, and I don't care if it's muddy. I'm not choishesh at all. Even if it's clear, I'm choishesh. Why? Rav Dimi said they never, if a woman ever miscarried the sphere, the skin in Arda, they never said it's tar. There's one time a story. The Malach alai chut hasayra mahagisa v'chazim mahagisa. He took a hair and he put it on this side of the embryo. And if you were able to see it on the other side, it was so clear, it was crystal clear, that he said, okay, that's a sure indication that there's no vlad in there. Omar misa the vlad have it wouldn't be so clear. Fine. It says in the Mishnah that if the limbs started to show, it started developing. What does it mean it started developing? Check this out. I don't know. It could be. It's hard to look at. Fine, I get it. This you see. This is the tchilas briyasoi. Here are the eyes. Here are the nostrils. Here's the mouth. So let's see how this fits in here. Tchilas briyasoi miroshoi. It starts from the head. That's where a person is created. Ushtei einov kishtei tipin shel zvuv. His eyes are like the two eyes of a fly. Oh, very nice. They're distant. They're not like a fly. They're not like the nostrils. His nostrils, like the two eyes of a fly. It's beautiful. Fits right in. They're close to each other. Whereas the eyes of a developed human, they're close to each other. Over here, they are distant from each other. His aver is like a lentil. And we're dealing with a female. It's like a barley standing up. And he doesn't have developed hands or feet yet. It says Mefurish in Kabbalah. Usually Kabbalah, over here it's Ksuvim. Usually it's Nevi'im. Aloi, Kecholov Taticheni. The pregnancy starts with Zera, Kecholov, like milk. Uchigvino Takpieni. And it hardens like cheese. Oyrubasat Albisheni. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you give me skin and meat. You dress me with it. Va'atzomois v'gidim t'sechicheni. Chayim v'chesed osisi modi. You did chesed and life you gave me. U'kudoscha shomer ruchi. Fine. So it starts with Oyrubasar talbisheni, and it moves on to gidim v'atzomois. Says the Gemara v'im beit gemois v'mayim. Now, if you want to check what she gave, what she miscarried, difference if she miscarried a male or a female, not a good idea to run it under the faucet. Shamayim azim. It's too rough water. V'tardenoisa, it's going to destroy everything. It's very fragile. Elo boit genoisa b'shemen, you put a little oil. Sha'shemen rach u'metzach tzechoy. Ve'ein royin elo b'chamo. You want to check this out, you want to see what we're dealing with, check it out in the sun. V'keitzad boit genoisa. You just told me in the sun with oil. Elo b'meboit kinoisoi. Lay them zochim in the kevoi. How do you check it? Abashol bar nash v'amilo abashol bar remes. Oimer mevi kesam shorosh cholok. You bring some sort of toothpick. Umenanea boisim makom. And you move it in that place. Im esachsich. If it catches onto something, you do ashzochim. Caught on to the Zachrus. Vimlav b'yadush nekevi. Omer Rav Nachman, Omer Rav Bavu, Alishonu elos milamata lemalo. You go from down to up, but not from up to down. You need to catch on to something. Aval min atzdodim If you want to make sure that you're dealing with a zachar and not a cave, you have to go up to down. But from side to side, you might be hitting, you might be touching the womb, you might be getting caught in the womb. We said before that if we're dealing with a female, so it looks like a barley, the split in a barley. How do you know you're looking at a female and you give this woman 66 days of tahara? Maybe you're looking at the beitzim and there's some sort of string in there that could also be mistaken to this barley. This embryo doesn't even have, this fetus doesn't even have beitzim. You're going to have the chut of the beitzim? No, that's not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with an earlier stage. It's two thighs. Now it's not clear. There are some Rishonim that say that we check the thighs. Why the Gemara brings it in? Some people say just to discuss the beauty of the creation of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu does. Starts off, it's two thighs like two threads of Zahiris. Some sort of thread, some crimson thread. These are thicker threads. And its two arms, like two threads of Zahiris, the same thing. Shesi, we know, Shesi the Erev is the thicker one, the Shesi is the thinner one. So you're talking about the arms in the beginning, in the first stages, it's noticeably different than the thighs, because arms are always smaller in size than the thighs. So the thighs will be a thicker thread, and the arms will be a thinner thread. Shidina. Again, we just had in the last 2-3 days a bunch of Rav Yehudas saying in the name of his Rebbe Shmuel. Shmuel used to like to call him Shinana, the sharp one. You have to make sure that this fetus has here. We said before, when we asked the Shaila, what do you do when you have the skin with something in it? Rav says, I'm not choishish at all. Shmuel says, I'm choishish for everything. Even liquid, even clear liquid, I have to be choishish. No. But if it's clear liquid, it can't be that it had hair. It wouldn't be clear. How does the hair disintegrate into clear?
Drinking his acid.
To clear, it'll be black liquid, but I don't know that it'll be clear. I don't know that acid could take a black hair matter and make it into crystal clear, like Shmuel described before. You have to see from side to side.
You can say hair from side to side.
I heard from Shmuel himself. When it comes to clear liquid, all I do with that is I say that I have to be concerned that in this clear liquid you have skin and it's perfectly clear, the liquid. I don't know that it's a baby in there, but I'll be choishish. I'll give her 14 days of tumah. You may entirely avinilo achi yasir. But in order for me to give her and start doing checks and checking with a toothpick to see if there's a zachrus, nakvus, all that I need a real viable child, and that's only indicated by the fact that this child has hair. Now Shmuel says the Gemara was a genius when it came to these things. He was on the ball. He knew by looking at a fetus, he could tell you exactly how many days this fetus was. Like, these computers they have today, everybody knows. Do an ultrasound, it tells you, you're 79 days pregnant. I could tell by the measurement from side to side. That was Shmuel without ultrasound. They brought this sack, this skin, this embryo. Not 40 days. This skin is 41 days. What's an afkemina? Because after 40 days, she's tamei. Big problem. The doctors do that today also. They want to know exactly when it started, the period. I need to know when you went to the mikveh. He does a cheshbon, So it's contradiction. Shmuel says, my computer tells me you're 41 days pregnant, and according to your cheshbon, you only went to the mikvah 40 days ago. How's that possible? This embryo that we're looking at is 41 days. It has to be that you got pregnant a day before you went to the mikvah. Something's not adding up here. You should know that the husband was boil niddah. Kafte, they tied him up, beat him up a shtickle, roughed him up. Voidi. And he admitted, yeah. Boil niddah. So what do you see? Shmuel is a computer. So all of a sudden he has fakis. He has a shaila. What we're dealing with over here. Shani Shmuel the Rav Guvrei. Yeah. Shmuel himself was very good at this, but he couldn't give a psak to everybody else that they should be like him. So he said, listen, if it's clear, it's like this. If it's muddy, it's like that. You have to figure it out on your own. People are not like me. They have different halachas. Hamapel sandal. We had this in the Mishnah, that if a woman miscarries something that resembles a sandal, and we said over there, we explained it had to be twins, and I just heard, my daughter was telling me about somebody she knows that she had a miscarriage, and then she realized that she's still pregnant. So a lot of times the body gets rid of one, so one baby crushed the other, it miscarries, but the pregnancy continues. Torah Banon, sandal doimel ledagshel yam. There's a fish in the sea that's called sandal. Mimela, the Mishnah uses this lashon of sandal. We were learning that the pshat is it's smushed, like the next pshat in the Gemara. The reason why it's called sandal because it resembles a sandal. No, it resembles a fish. I don't know what it looks like, but it resembles this fish called sandal. A different pshat.
One question. Is that a picture of it?
No, I need to know what the art school didn't tell me. What usually.
No minion that looks like that.
It's coming.
You're still living the minion, huh? I tried to explain to the Oilam on Shabbos, the minion. They looked at me. Okay, so you brought a minion. Okay, minion. Nobody gave me even a smile. Nobody cracked. You had a beer, I guess. So fine. The build-up first, the other one, and okay, fine. Now I was just laughing because Yaakov, when I said the Olam, whoever's sensitive, don't look. So I look at Yaakov, he's sitting right next to me and he puts his head down. But then he hears people laughing, so then he couldn't control himself. So then he looked up. You realize you did that?
Yes, I saw
Yeah, okay, fine.
Did you survive the experience?
Quite well, thank you.
Sandal daim ledagshel mitchilosei vladu elo shenirtzaf. In the beginning, it's a viable, it's a child, it's a vlad. I'm only using the word child because I saw that in the article. I was hoping for a better word, like fetus or something, but no, child. It's viable. El shenirtzaf, it got crushed. Sandal doime leloshin sheshar agadol. No, it looks like the tongue of an ox, of a big ox. In other words, it's flat. Mishum Rabbeinu idu. Sandal tzorch tzuras ponim. What did Rabbi Seinu say? Rabbi Seinu say this sandal needs at least some sort of definition, some sort of features, facial features. You have to recognize some facial features in it. Tzuras ponim. Omer Rabbi Yehuda, Omer Shmuel. Here we go again. Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Shmuel, the Shinana, right? The sharp Talmud. Halacha sandal tzorch tzuras ponim. Yeah, Shmuel also paskined, like Rabbi Seinu, that the sandal needs, at least in order for the woman to be tamei based on a sandal, you need to have some features. Omer Rabbi Adam Rabbi Yisuf Rabbi Yitzchok. Sandal tzorch tzuras ponim. Va'afilu ma'achoyrov. Even if when you're looking at the sandal, it looks like it's twisted backwards, and it has facial features on its back, it's still considered facial features. Mashal Adam shesotar es chaveroi vehechzer ponav la'achoyrov. Give a friend a smack in the face, his face goes flying sideways, and in this case, his face stayed in that position because his twin came and gave him a good zetz, squished him into that position, and squashed him like a sandal, and Memelo, you see his facial features in the wrong position, sideways.
Would
would that then mean that he would take the Bechira, the next child along, would not be Bechira?
Yeah. If that came out first, and this is a viable child, then the next one.
It's not viable, he's a son though.
Yeah, but
He looks like
a miscarriage after 40 days is considered, what is it called? Not Peterechem. Peterechem, yeah, it opened the uterus. That the second one is not a Bechar. But it has to be, but if it's sandal with the features, according to now, yeah. What?
After 40 days, the sandals Peterechem.
Correct, if it has the features, according to now.
Not for
Right, Rishis Oinoi, that's that. B'mei Rabbi Yanai, Bikshu l'tayres sandal she'in lo yitzuras panim. Rabbi Yanai wanted, in his days at least, they wanted to say that a sandal without any features is nothing. Omelem Rabbi Yanai, tihaytem sav lodos. What are you doing? This is a viable child, and by you saying that just because it doesn't have facial features, it's not a child. You just took a viable child and you made the woman tar. So the Gemara says, "Kashim Rabbi Yanai, v'tanya mishum Rabbi Seinu idu sandal tzorach tzuras panim." We just said that a sandal needs the features, the facial features, and this sandal didn't have the features, so it should be tar. What's Rabbi Yanai's issue here? Why is he telling them that they did the wrong thing? Amar Rabbi Barabaya, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. It's not like the Rabbi Seinu wore Rabbi Seinu and there was a roiv and everybody came together and they all declared that you need to have facial features. This is Rabbi Nechunya. He's a yachid. And Rabbi Yanai didn't hold like him. Amar Rabbi Zera, Zochaba Rabbi Bishmaite. What happened here? Rabbi Barabaya comes along and he says, no, this whole Rabbi Seinu is not Rabbi Seinu like you think it is. It's Rabbi Seinu, it means a single person, Rabbi Nechunya. Okay. Comes Rabbi Zeira and says, Zocha bar Rav Baby B'Shmaitza. Forever, all the Daf Yomi people today, tens of thousands of people that are learning Daf Yomi today, Niddah Daf Chafei Yomad Beis, they're all going to mention Reb Baby. They're all going to say, Reb Baby said, it's Reb Nechunya. He was Zaycha. Why was he Zaycha? Because he jumped first, he jumped out of his chair. Reb Zeir says, I also knew the same thing. I could have also said it, but I didn't. So from now on, every single day, you're smiling, I know what you want to say. Every single day, or any time they learn Niddah Daf Chofei, Amud Beis, they're going to mention him.
to the bottom of the page.
Dano, v'hu avinu yasvinu kamei de Rabbi Yochanan. I was also sitting when Rabbi Yochanan said this, Kamar Shmaitza. V'kodem iu v'omar, and look at this, Rabbi Isai. If you sleep, you snooze, you lose. If you jump up and you say Dvar Torah, forever and ever, for thousands of years of Gemara, Rav Bibi is the one. And guess what happened? Because Rabbi Zeira said this Chiddush, so now he's mentioned every single time that you learned of Chafei Yomad Beis. He's right in there. He made it. Without realizing it, because he came up with his Chiddush, and he's ma'or you about Rabbi Zeira, it's not Rabbi Zeira, so Mela, he became part of Shas also, at least in this part. Zog the Gemara, Lama yiskiru sandal, v'haloi ein sandal she'en imoy vlad. The E is yilido nekeva b'hadei hachinami. If the question is, what, as we mentioned last night, what happened afterwards? The twin. The viable child, what was it? If it's in a keva, so the woman is tummy for 14 days, and as we said, I thought it was a chiddush. Most of you, 95% of you, believe that it's not a chiddush. In other words, if a woman gives birth to twins, one is a zachar, one is in a keva, so you get 66 days of toyar. Nobody here thought, only one person, besides myself, thought that if there's a zachar involved in here, perhaps the Zohar should ruin it for her and lower the amount of Torah days. Everybody understood that as a pashtus, as mamish a pashta halacha, that if she gives birth to two viable twins, a Zohar and a Nekeva, the Nekeva wins in everything. 14 days of Tumah, 66 days of Tahara, we disregard the Zohar completely. So now we have a sandal and we have a Zohar. You let the Zohar. Unbelievable. The Gemara was taking this so literally that if the male is the one that has the seed first, Mazriya Tchila, that creates a male. Ish Mazriya Tchila Yuledis Nekeva. Ish Mazriya Tchila Yuledis Zohar. If the woman is the one that, I don't know exactly how it works, but her seed comes first, Memela, she has a Zohar, and Ish Mazriya Tchila Yuledis Nekeva, Midah Zohar, Nami Zohar. I don't understand the Havamid B'chal. According to the Gemara, it's impossible for a Zohar and a Nekeva to happen in twins. But the Gemara is saying that if you see a Zohar, maybe we could go by a Rov, let's say the Gemara is saying. Most of the time, you're going to have the woman who's Mazriya Tchila, and she's Mazriya Tchila on both of the twins. So they're both Zacharim. So by us having a sample twin, Zachar, we know that the sandal is also a Zachar. It's not even a Shaila. How do you get one Zachar? Because she's Mazriya Tchila. She's Mazriya Tchila, and the second twin is also Zachar. Kumash Malon explains the Gemara, how do you have twins that are Zachar Nekeva?
Fraternal.
Right? How? Fraternal twins that are different sexes. Eimash name is Riu B'Vasachas. We had that there was simultaneously Mazriya, Hai Zachar, V'Hai Nekeva. Let's stop here. We'll do this. It's a little bit involving. We'll do this tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem.
Wouldn't make a difference.
Right, it's all Zohar and Nekeva, and it was one Mazriya. One of them was Mazriya.
Every identical level would be the same.
Right, but that's for a different reason. That's only one egg that's split.
The Gemara doesn't differentiate between the
Identical
identical
twins
Right.
are the same sex, right?
So it could be that.
It's only if there's two.
That's all. You can have twins.
Thank you. In identical twins, it's only one of them was Mazriya Tchila. It can't be both B'Vasachas. Maybe it could. Here.
Both of them.
Oh.